Yeah. Uh. Uh. Yeah. Uh. Yeah. Uh. Yeah. Uh. Yeah. Uh. Yeah. Yo. Urban therapy with some sunshine. Urban. Uh. How y'all feeling, man? Sunday. All up in your area. Sunday afternoon. And I'm feeling all right. Gonna feel a little better real soon. But I hope y'all doing good. Feeling like a real man should. And I hope y'all feeling like real men and women should also. This is the Urban Therapy with Some Show. And I'm your host, Sun752. Today, on this glorious Sunday, the 20th, the 20th of August. You know what? All of the college students, just about all of them, are back in school now. Summer is over for them. It's all over. In some areas of the country, schools are back in, regular school, elementary school, middle school, junior high, high school. They already back, but not over here. But nonetheless, this can be symbolic of just about the end of the summer because it's in the Leo season. And at the end of Leo season, I mean, what value does the summer have after that? Just messing with y'all. Just messing with y'all. But let's get it popping, baby. We got a good show for y'all today. Today on the Urban Therapy with Sun Show, we are talking about trusting up to a certain point. Trusting up to a certain point. Do you know what it means to be trusting up to a certain point? That means that you do not have full trust in something or someone. And sometimes the person who you may not have full trust in, they may feel some kind of way about the way you feel about, not having full trust. But to trust somebody or not to trust somebody is really up to you. And you can let people try to, make their own declaration about how much you should trust them all they want. But the truth of the matter is, you'll trust somebody based on your experience with them and how many times you've experienced them either earn your trust or burn your trust. You either earning it or burning it, earning it, burning it, earning it or burning it, earning it or burning it, earning it, burning it. You know what it's like when they earn. It's really they turn to make sure that they do what they said that they was going to do to prove themselves to you. And speaking of proving themselves to you, yeah, it sounds arrogant, but that's what they must do. If they want your trust, if they want your credit card numbers, if they want to be able to slumber in your crib when they are by themselves, if they want to be on your health regimen, talk about your emotional and your mental. If they want to get up in your dental, have the words coming out of your mouth, the good ones, then they have to be your good daughter or the good sons. Well, that's what we're talking about today. Trusting up to a certain point. I mean, it sounds feasible to me. And this pretty much sums up how I feel about everything. To me, everything has limitations. I don't think that anybody should be given the keys to the ride uncontested or unproven just because they are who they are. You know how some people think that just because somebody is supposed to be a family member, that you're supposed to automatically trust them? Now. Now, look, some people struggle with just loving people just because they're in their family. You think that people are just going to give up trust? I don't know. I don't know. I hate to say it because y'all know how I am with fam. I don't like to speak down on family stuff. I think that we have a little bit too much of that going on the internet. Everybody wants to talk down on family. Family ain't really family. Your non-blood family members or your friends treat you better than your blood family members do, or sometimes you could trust your non-family members more than you can trust your family members. Well, people probably wouldn't talk like that if non-family members hadn't done such a bad job, such a poor job at earning trust instead of burning trust. Earning trust instead of burning trust. So when somebody burns your trust, it's hard for them to get it back. The thing is, everybody's threshold for earning and burning is not the same. So whereas you might witness somebody get screwed over time and time again and still give that person the respect, the love, and the trust that you would never do if you went through the same experiences as they did. Well, I mean, what can you say? What where they earn, or where others earn or burn trust with them, is just not the same with you. So you have to concentrate on yourself. Somebody else's example can't be the example that works for you. You have to determine what works for you. And some people might not like that all the time. Have you ever had a, a girlfriend or a boyfriend, you know what I mean? Y'all got together and they tried to earn your trust, or they tried to determine their trust, or they tried to declare your trust for them immediately out the box. Some of them may have even done things to try to set it up to make it look like they were trustworthy. You know, when you're younger, you do all kinds of stuff. And sometimes even when you get a little older and should know a little better. But certain examples, like, has anybody ever set you up to make it look like they protected you? Like, I don't know, maybe they conspired with somebody else to act like they either stole from you or were trying to poke fun at you, tease you, act like they were trying to hurt you or whatever, so that person could step up and, step to them and make it look like they had protected you, or that they had your back, or that they took care of things for you. And it was all an act. It was all manufactured. It was all made to look like somebody was coming at you when they really weren't. You come to find out later on that those two people knew each other. They knew each other, like a big scam. And you finding out something like that could destroy your trust in or for somebody for good, unless you are the type of person where you would look at that like, oh, they love me so much, they like me so much, they wanted to get with me so much that, look, they pretended to do this. I've seen people excuse some crazy stuff. I've seen people excuse some crazy stuff. And y'all may have seen people excuse some crazy stuff too. We all have brothers and sisters and cousins, aunties, uncles, mothers, fathers, even grandparents, where we look at them like, damn, you just give anybody keys to the house, huh? Damn, you just leave any wolf with the chickens and with the rabbits, and you just, oh no, those are my wolves. They would never disrespect. My wolves would never ever hurt. My wolves would never ever do me wrong. My wolves, they are my wolves. I know I'm like hyenas and I'm a lion, but I don't think that they'll be trying me, because they respect me and mine, so they would never take from me even one time. Trusting up to a certain point. That's what we're talking about today on the Urban Therapy with Sun show. So let's get it popping. Urban Therapy with Sun 752. This is the Urban Therapy with Sun show. We do this every single Sunday from 1 p.m. till around 2:30-ish. And the reason that we say 2:30-ish is because sometimes it gets so heated that we just have to do a little OT on a Sunday. And it is Sunday. This is the show where adults come out and play with other adults. We laugh, we cry, we argue, fuss, and fight, go back and forth with each other, bust it up all crazy. We take an introspective look into our own personality to see the way that the universe projects us into this thing called the world, and try to figure out this thing called life. I am your host, Sun 752. AKA Omar with the and if you can't say Omar with the well, then you just say Omar with the R. This is the Urban Therapy with Sun show, and we talking about being trusting up to a certain point. At what point does your trust say, no, they haven't earned this, they don't have enough credits, they don't have enough credits to go to this next level? No. And it's funny because we're going to talk a good while today about the differences between the way that you may trust and the way somebody else may trust. How somebody might look at you sideways, like, I wouldn't. And the way you might look at somebody like, not in the house of Mutombo. Not in the house of Mutombo. For example, I don't know how many of y'all have moved. Some of y'all may have moved a lot in your lifetime. Some of y'all may have only moved a few times. I know I've only moved. How many times have I moved? I've moved 3 times. I moved from my mom's crib growing up to my first apartment. And from my first apartment, well, I had to go to school. So I guess if you're going to count the times that I had to move when I was up school, because every semester I lived in a different place. So I'm not even going to count all of that because that wasn't a real stability. I didn't live in State College, Pennsylvania. I lived in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. So from there, I've only moved twice. From my mom's house to my first apartment to where I live now. I got one more move left in me. And I mean one more move. But the reason I bring that up is because when you move, you meet new people, you get new neighbors, people are curious about you. You may be curious about where you live at. Like, what kind of people do I live around? Do I need to go on the sex offenders list and find out if my neighbors, my next door neighbors, the people across the street, around the corner, are my children and my woman safe when they're around here, or are we dealing with some people who don't know how to keep their hands or their loins to themselves? And when some people move around a new neighborhood, they invite their neighbors in with the quickness. Like, oh, that's the girl from across the street. She came over to help me do this, that, and the third, or she drove me to the, what I mean? Some people deal with their neighbors close, and some people be like, nah. You know how some black people are, move in at night. Move they shit in at night. They might move the general stuff into the crib. They move the general stuff into the crib in the daytime. Stuff that, everybody has. But the real valuable stuff, the stereo equipment, the big TVs and all of the stuff that people might steal, like a safe and all of that, niggas be moving in at nighttime. Like, move-in day is Saturday. Move-in night is Sunday night going into Monday. Yeah, we moving us. And there are laws against that. Black people don't give a shit in Philadelphia about no laws. We move in when we want to. Yeah, we move in when we want to. So we move the regular stuff, all the stuff that's in trash bags, boxes, and suitcases and stuff like that, bins and all of that. All of that stuff gets moved in a day. All of the stuff that can't be put in boxes, like the big TV, the safe, the stuff that two people have to move at once. One person can't carry by themselves. Nah, we move that stuff in at night. What because they don't trust their neighbors. Like, I don't know nobody around here. I only trust I barely trusted people from around my old way, but I trust them a whole lot more than I do these new cats. So I know people who will never let any of their neighbors into their house because they're like, I don't know if I can trust my neighbors. I don't know if I can trust them. So I wave to them when I'm out on the porch, in the driveway, out in the front yard, in the backyard, on the deck, that kind of stuff. If I see them at the market, Home Depot, out there in the world, and I recognize them, hey, that's the lady who live on my street. But the thing is, you might feel like if they speak, like, we know who each other are, and we recognize each other. So if I see them in the Home Depot or something like that, and they don't speak to me, then I don't speak to them. That's where that I trust them up to that point. Like, oh, okay. So you can see me in my face and know that we live on the same block, but we don't speak when we're away from the block. Got you. That's kind of how trusting somebody up until a certain point works. That's kind of how it works. Like, I don't know. I don't know if such and such are worthy of my trust. So, hey, neighbors, I'll invite you into my crib under only certain circumstances. Other than that, nah. Some of them you wouldn't let in your crib if your crib was burning and they had a fire extinguisher. You know, trusting up to a certain point. And that point is determined by you. Your experiences with people determines how you trust and how much you trust. Gabish? I mean, do y'all agree also? Because you might not agree. And I can understand if you don't agree. I really can. Care Bear says, I have a neighbor who is like that. Yeah. So they don't speak to you. You know, they might wave if there's no way they can get out of it on the, you know how it is. Some neighbors, you know, don't even think about speaking. They'll look you right in the eye like, nah. Mm-mm. And some of them, when you see them in the store, then they want to wave and speak. Like, I just saw you. Every morning we leave at the same time. No wave, no hi, no nothing. But when you see me, like, what we doing? Then you might be thinking like, yeah, and this is why I have the trust issues that I have. Because that person might be type crazy or bipolar or something like that. So I can't, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I wouldn't let that person water my grass. I wouldn't let them pick up a bubblegum wrapper in front of my crib. Nah, you go clean up in front of your own crib. I got this. Don't come around here. You just trying to see what kind of locks I have on my door. Yeah, I got a quick set lock set. I got a quick set lock set, but Mm-mm. What up, Care Bear? What up, Stacy White? What up, Mia Cunningham? What's going on, Vita B? Thanks for coming on through, y'all. We talk about trusting up to a certain point. What is the point where your trust either has to go through another audit or when it cuts off? And it's funny, man, because my trusting up to a certain point may be so much different than your trusting up to a certain point. For example, let's take your man or your woman. You might trust your man or your woman, but only up to a certain point. Some people feel bad about feeling this way. I don't. Not everybody has shown you that you can instill full trust in them. They got a way to go. They got to stack some more layers. They've been taking blocks out the layer like Jenga. Like, nah, man, this tower ain't sturdy. This trust tower of ours ain't sturdy. You keep sliding blocks out. Like, for example, you want to get straight to it. You might. All right. Yeah, I better paste this. Because when we talk about trust between a man and a woman, or however the relationship goes, there's a lot that goes into this. Like in the beginning of a relationship, you might trust trust whoever you are getting with enough to have sex with them, but you might not trust them enough to have unprotected sex with them. There could be good reasons for that. Like, you're a woman, you might not be on birth control or anything like that. So, if you're not ready to have a child, it wouldn't be a good idea for you to have unprotected sex. And, I mean, hopefully it's not to the point where you don't trust them to have unprotected sex with you because you think they're dirty, or you think they're involved with somebody else, or whatever the case may be. But you might be like, nah, my dude. Yeah, I ain't worried about having no baby. My tube's been tied for a while, but your shit, I don't know. Your dick is a little dusty. And I don't mean because it ain't been getting no use. I mean because your dick is dirty. I suspect that you've been dipping your potato chip dick in some spoiled sour cream and onion dip. You've been dipping your potato chip dick in some spoiled sour cream and onion dip. This ain't a good look. Me not feeling you. It could be that way. Okay. Let's say you trust them enough to have sex. You trust them enough to have unprotected sex. You might not trust them enough to give them your credit card, though. You might not trust them enough to leave your phone open for them or in front of them or around them. Like, nah. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Snoopy's sister over here can't be trusted with private information or private property. They like to flip through books. They like to go through drawers. How about that? You ever not trust somebody enough to leave them in your house by themselves? And they your man or your woman? Like, yeah, that's my man or that's my woman, but we don't live together, and I wouldn't leave them in my house by themselves. Trusting up to a certain point. At the same time, this is wild. At the same time, y'all might be having sex, unprotected sex. Y'all might even do things together, blah, 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 blah. But you wouldn't leave them in the crib by themselves because they get into shit. They look through shit. They let their curiosity run wild. So like, nah. So you're trusting up to a certain point. Sometimes you might be trusting up to a certain point because you know how much you can protect yourself up to a certain point. How much or how little you can protect yourself up to a certain point. Like the example with the credit card number. You might trust somebody with your credit card because if they make purchases, you can track it. And maybe you even know that if it's found that you didn't actually make those purchases, then you can get your money back. So you like, I don't care. Go ahead. I got LifeLock on mine. I got LifeLock on my profile. What up, Carol Chamberlain, mi friend, mi favorita? Vita B says, boundaries. People who contradict what they say and do. And it's funny because, there may be people who you say that you trust, but in the back of your mind, you're like, but hold on. This don't even have nothing to do with trust. And it actually does. You know what I mean? Once you check yourself, you be like, oh yeah, I guess I ain't really look at it that way. But no, we not doing that. We're not doing that. No. So yeah. You might be, there are a lot of different scenarios in which trust is necessary, maybe even essential in certain areas, but you may not be there. Once somebody if you've ever had your identity stolen and had to dig yourself out of that hole, had to contact creditors, get your credit report back together, contact the Social Security Administration, get another license and all. Yo, having your identity stolen is serious business, and it's a pain in the ass. And once you go through that with somebody, especially if it's somebody who you knew, and it was somebody who was close to you, like, damn, man. I know people who have had brothers or sisters that look really like them. They favored them highly, like they really resembled them. Had their driver's license. How you have somebody else's driver's license, I don't know. But maybe, unbeknownst to them, somebody went in your purse, went in your wallet, whatever. Like, let's say y'all went swimming, and talk about trust issues. If you ever go swimming at a public pool, man, that's when trust issues come out. Who knows what I'm talking about? When you go to a public pool or a lot of different public places where you have to leave your stuff somewhere, like, I don't care if it's an amusement park. You know what I mean? Like, you going on the loop-de-loop roller coaster, and you don't want your shit to fall out or have a chance to fall out, so you left your wallet, your bag, and all that shit with somebody, and while you on the ride, they going through your shit. So let's say they went through your shit, got your driver's license, took your driver's license, you wasn't going to need it, or you know what I mean, you ain't even know what was missing. They driving on your driver's license and getting tickets and all kinds of shit, pretending that they're you, because they look like you, whatever. You know what I mean? Next thing you know, your driver's record is all messed up. You got warrants for unpaid tickets and shit. You're like, tickets coming in the mail, like, what the hell? I ain't run no light. I ain't had no moving violations. I ain't drive without insurance. Once you go through that with somebody that's close to you, should never be the same. Should never be the same. You be looking at everybody close to you sideways. Now everybody got to prove themselves to you, because you're trusting up into a certain point now. Before, you were trusting to up to a different, maybe a higher point, and now the bar has been lowered, low, or is it the bar has been risen? So yeah, you have to go higher in order to get to that bar. Yeah, I'm sorry, the bar has been raised high. It might be raised to unattainable heights. But yeah, so yeah, it's funny how you can be in love with somebody and still not trust them. Who's ever heard this shit? Somebody is worried about you cheating on them and shit like that, so they say things like, but they don't want you to think that they don't trust you. So they'll say something like, well, I trust you, but I don't trust other women. I trust you, but I don't trust other men. I trust you, but I don't trust your work husband. I trust you, but I don't trust your coworkers. I trust you, but I don't trust that dude that you said was your cousin. Which really means that they don't trust you. Just in case you didn't know, or just in case you are the person who says this kind of crazy stuff. They mean that they don't trust you, because it takes two to tango. It takes two to tango. So if I can't go over my baby mom house to drop off money, spend time with my kids and all that kind of stuff, and because in your mind you think that every man wants to get back with his baby mom, at least sexually. Well, that means that you trust me, but you don't trust me up to a certain point. You only trust me up to a certain point. It's reasonable, especially if I've given you reason to think that I would go back to my baby mom. Like maybe plenty of times I've gone back to my baby mom. Maybe before I got with you, and maybe even during when I got with you. And she don't have no problem letting you know that she still got me like that. You know how women do little slick shit. Oh yeah, you left something in my car. Like why was you riding in a car? I wasn't riding in the car. I was sitting in the car with her. Why? Oh, now you gotta go explaining shit. You know what I mean? Because your baby mom opened a big fat mouth and made the question necessary to ask. She already know that your girl don't like her. She already know that she think that y'all still mess around whenever y'all get a chance. She already know or think that you want to get back with her man. Yeah. Trusting up to a certain point. I mean, one thing about Muslims, like them or lump them, they have no problem letting you know that they don't trust a woman worth shit. No, you can't come do no work in my crib when I'm not home. I got to make sure that my woman is protected against predators or would-be predators. No, you can't see what my woman's hair looks like. We got that shit covered all the time. And no, I know she got a fat ass because you saw her back in 1987, but you ain't seen it. You ain't seen that ass since she been with me because we got it covered. We got it all covered. Yeah, you can tell she got big titties through a hijab. But so what? You ain't gonna see them. You'll never see the nipple. I bet you that. Ain't no wet hijab contest. We don't have no wet hijab contest around here. Yeah, Muslims have no problem expressing their trust issues with their woman. Nobody from out there in the world gets to see shit except for me. Jealousy and no trust on high. It is what it is. So obviously there's no limitations on their distrust of their woman. As a matter of fact, that's why a lot of Muslims say, won't allow their woman to work. Like, nah, you ain't gotta go to work. I'll pay all the bills. I'll pay all the bills myself. I'll pay all the bills and give you a stipend or whatever. I'll pay for whatever you need. You ain't gotta go to work where other niggas, you know what I mean, be seeing you, desiring you, and questioning you. I don't even want nobody else talking to you. Trusting up to a certain point. Trusting up to a certain point. But, it might be that way. A lot of people have problems with people's exes. And to try to gain the trust of the new person or the current person that they're dealing with, some people would do dumb shit dealing with their exes in order to try to gain trust from the current woman or man. Like, starting fights, arguments, or professing to hate their baby mom or their baby dad and all that. I can't stand his dumb ass. I can't stand her bum ass. You ain't gotta do all of that. You ain't gotta do all of that. But some people, how some people say, don't know woman want to hear another man talk bad about another woman. Shit. That is not true. When somebody is petty and somebody is insecure, yeah, they don't want to hear you say nothing good about no other woman. Jealousy works the way that it works. It don't work the way that you want. Jealousy works the way that it works. It doesn't work the way that you want. So, but when we talk about trusting up to a certain point, you ever deal with somebody? I ain't gonna ask y'all that. I'm just put it out there. You might be dealing with somebody that you don't trust around your kids, and if you are dealing with somebody that you don't trust around your kids, I don't care whether it's your young daughters or your teenage daughters. It does, male or female. You mean to tell me that you laying up, swapping body fluids and personal space with somebody that you think would cause your children harm in any situation? Ain't no dick that good. Ain't no pussy worth it. None. But you'd be surprised at how many people out here do it. You would be surprised. And it's more than ridiculous. But like I said, you would be surprised. Because there's a lot of people out here that are on that type time. They is on that type time. Couldn't be me. Probably couldn't be you. But there are plenty of people out here who this situation in this scenario does explain, and it does describe. Trusting up to a certain point. Trusting up to a certain point. What else we got? Okay. You might trust your job to make sure that your money is protected and that is there every pay period. Your money, you trust your job to make sure that your money is always where it's supposed to be at the amount that it's supposed to be every pay period. But you might not trust your job. Man, you might not trust your job to put you in position to make more money or to promote you or to even give you a decent reference for another job. You might not trust them. You may not have a good relationship with the people at your job. So you would not trust them to help you advance. Some people out here, we don't even trust with our real government names. Who knows what I'm talking about? Some people out here, we don't even trust with our real government names. He think my name is just, he only know me by Skeet. He only know me by Ray. He only know me by JoJo. He only know me by Boo, Black, Rock, Pooh, whatever. Or you ever know somebody who has a nickname that is a real name, but it ain't their name? So you think you know their name, but it ain't their name. For example, my brother-in-law is called Tony. Everybody calls him Tony. Everybody calls this man Tony. His name not even Anthony or nothing else close to Tony. His nickname, I don't know how he got it. It's not his middle name, none of that. But everybody thinking they know this man. They don't know. Just saying. He's one example. He ain't the only one. So if you don't trust nobody, if you don't trust people to know your real government name, that says everything about the relationship that you have with them. So in this situation, this would explain the honor among thieves. I might trust you to do a crime with me. I might even trust you to do a hit with me. But I would not trust you to know my government name, because I know that if you ever get caught, you're going to snitch. So I want you to just be able, the only person I want you to be able to snitch on is Trent. Trent? Yeah, that's my name, Trent. Or T. Like, I just know his name T. I don't know if it stands for Terry. I don't know if it stands for Terrence. I don't know if it stands for Theodore or Teddy. I don't know if it stands for Troy. All I know him by is T. I only know him by T. So when you get in that interrogation room after your ass get caught, you can describe me, but you ain't gonna know my name. Nope. V to B says, everyone in my family called my uncle Coon and my dad Kim. Growing up, I was so confused. Up until 10. I thought that was their name, but it was Uncle John and Henry. Ain't that about it? Oh man. And you know what? You know what, Vita? The whole time I was growing up, nobody called my dad by his legal name, his first name. His first name was Milton. Nobody called him that, including my mom, including his brothers and sisters. And they all called him Mac. That's all they ever called him, Mac. Hey, Mac. So I'm like, if your brothers and sisters' last name is McIntyre, just like yours is, but everybody calls you Mac, then Mac is your name. But nobody that I knew him called him Milton. Mac. I'm like, it was one thing, for his friends and associates to call him Mac. But my mom, the woman that he's married to, calls him Mac. And then his brothers and sisters, some of which he's raised, they call him Mac too? Well, all right. V to B says, yup, Mississippi talk. Oh, your people's from Mississippi? Oh, y'all people's from the deep South. Oh. Your people from the land of jazz and the blues. Oh. Cottonland. Oh. The place where people had to escape from in our history. Okay, I get it. I got you. I got you. But yeah. Wow. And she says, my dad's middle name is Jaffer, not Jeffrey, or is it Jeffer? You know, black people do whatever they want to with people's names. They name their kids what they want to name them. They don't care if nobody else. They don't care what nobody else think. Look at that. Vita B says yes. Yes, he said his dad was in the fields. Mm-hmm. Cotton, baby. That was the crop of Mississippi. Was making more money like coke than cocaine. It was making money like coke, like the cotton. That's why they was the richest state in the South. Hands down, they was the richest state, period, at one time, all because of slave labor and cotton. So, you know what I mean? Our ancestors, all, fingertips was all fucked up because, cotton got them. It's like rose bushes. Mm-hmm. Well, anyway, but yeah. So criminals might trust their partners in crime to do the crime with them, but they don't trust them with their name because they know that when the heat gets turned up, even just a little bit, you got the stove on simmer and you already snitching. You singing like Stevie Wonder and telling like a damn gypsy fortune teller. So yeah, you gonna tell on T. You gonna tell on T. Little do he know, my first name is Marcus. My middle name is Daryl. Marcus Daryl. And I ain't even gonna go into my last name because I don't even trust you. That's what criminals. It makes sense. But we trust up until a certain point, and we determine where that point is. Trusting up until a certain point. Up until a certain point. Y'all know how it go. Yeah. So I want to go back to trusting people with your kids. Because, just like when we was talking about our man or our woman or whatever, how much you trust them or not. When it comes to your kids, some people some people will leave their kids with anybody. They just leave their kids with anybody. Oh yeah, I watch your kids. Oh yeah, I take care of your kids. Yeah, you go to the store, you go to your appointment, you go to work. I watch your kids for you. Just give me a couple of dollars when you get to leave your kids with anybody. It's precious cargo. They are valuable packages. But some people do it. And when it's later found out that they wasn't treating their kids the right way, or when they were doing inappropriate things, maybe not to the kids, but around the kids. Like, I didn't know that she be cussing in front of my kids. I didn't know that, they be having sex, while they watching my kids when they on that time, and they be up there doing it. I ain't know. They got other people around my kids. They were selling drugs out of the house where they was watching my kids. I didn't know. All I know is, she was nice. She was always cool with me. Me and her was good. Or this one. You leave your kids with somebody and they leave your kids with somebody else. Trusting up to a certain point. You left your kids with your cousin, and your cousin left your kids with her boyfriend's cousin. How you found that out? I'll tell you how you found it out. One day, when you came to pick up your kids, the person you left your kids with wasn't there. And your kids might not have been there. You show up after work or early from work to pick your kids up, like, I mean, I got off early today. So let me go pick up my baby and give my cousin a break. You go over your cousin's house and your child ain't there, but your cousin there. What? What? Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Hold. Where's my child? Oh, she cool. He cool. You know, my man, his sister or his cousin, they got kids, and they went to the zoo. Or, we put all the kids together, and I mean, since it's bitch, what? Guess who ain't watching my kids no fucking more? Or since we talk about trusting up to a certain point, you still left them with your kids the next day. Oh, okay. Well, they got kids. Okay, that makes sense. No, don't make no damn sense. You couldn't pick up the phone and tell me, well, listen, little Robbie want to go with my man's sister because they was gonna go to the zoo, and I didn't want him to feel left out. So, but like I know her real good. As a matter of fact, if you want to talk to her, I can put you on the phone with her right now and let you know that everything is good. Or if it's okay for Robbie to go to the zoo, for Robbie to go to the store, for Robbie to go to the park. But you leave your kids with somebody and they leave your kids with somebody else. We ain't got no problem. We ain't got no problem. We should have a problem. Vita B says, I recommend everyone to watch this crazy movie, Antebellum. Very interesting. The subliminals are heavy. Okay. She also says, I made that mistake working the night shift, trying to help a so-called friend. When I left to work, she called a dude over. No mentioning to me. Had him in my bed. Heifer. The nerve, Omar. Oh no. Can of whoop that. Yeah. She says, my mom dropped me off somewhere. I bet I had better been there the whole time. Yeah. Yo, this is real shit. Yeah. Yo. Somebody playing with your money, somebody playing with your man, somebody playing with your kids. Those things will give you damn trust issues that won't go away. Nope, I can't erase them. Nope, I can't scrub them out. Nope, I don't care whether you got Comet, Ajax. I don't care if you got toilet bowl clean. It ain't coming out. Bleach, nothing. These trust issues are here to stay. Y'all done fucked up. You done fucked up bad. You know what I'm saying? This ain't a good look. No, no. No, no. Yeah. Trust issues or trusting up to a certain point is something you got to deal with. That's something you got to deal with. Your money. We ain't even get into no real money matters. We talked a little bit about identity theft, but we ain't really talk about the seriousness of trust issues when somebody mess your money up. For example, you ever send somebody to get some money for you and they didn't bring you back the right amount of money? Have you ever sent somebody to get something for you and they didn't bring back the right amount of money? You know, I've seen situations where somebody was supposed to go play the lottery for somebody else. And they didn't play it, and that number came out. I done seen people give somebody money to go play the lottery. They didn't play the lottery, and that number came the. It's getting kind of hectic. It's getting kind of hectic. It's getting kind of hectic. It's not a good look. What up, Lori? What's good? Stacy says the same amount of trust that I give you, that's what I expect in return. Stacy says no cookies and milk metaphor. Okay. But nah, man. You know, trust up until a certain point. I get it. There's some situations that don't need that trust doesn't need to be applied in the first place. There's just some areas where trust doesn't need to be applied. Lori, please don't tell me that you sent somebody to play your number and then the number came out and they didn't play your number. And first of all, I hope you ain't trying to tell me that. And then second of all, I even hope more that the number wasn't straight. Because if somebody don't go play your number, you give somebody a dollar, the money to play a dollar straight, and it come out straight, and they talk about, well, I ain't playing for you, but here, here's your dollar back. You don't owe me no goddamn dollar. It sounded a lot like $500 to me. It might be more than that. How much you get? Hold on. See how much you get in the Pennsylvania lottery if a number comes. How much do you get if a 3-digit number comes out in the Pennsylvania lottery straight? Wait a minute. How much does $1 get you in the Pennsylvania lottery if it comes out straight?
Here's information from PA Lottery.
Oh, somebody owe you real money. Yeah. Yeah, somebody owe you some real money. Let me see. Pick 3. Yeah. $1 gets you $500. I thought that's what it was. Yeah. Don't give me back no dollar. You give me back that dollar and 499 other dollars attached to it. Lori, what? What am I reading? What the fuck am I? I know this don't say $100,000. I know this don't say $100,000. Yo, Chuck and Drea. No wonder y'all ain't like Drea all that much. Y'all was stuck with Chuck. 100. I hope you wrote that wrong and it was really just 10,000. Not that that makes it better, but you're not gonna tell me that you gave somebody. You ain't gonna tell me that somebody fucked up 100 stacks for you. Lori, I'm not. We're not doing this. We're not doing this. We not doing that. We not do, we not doing this. We not doing this. Nope. Chuck and Drea. So this is back in the 90s. Mm. All right. Well, money. I said money. Money changes everything. Man, I ain't gonna lie. If somebody messed up my cream like that, and it was a situation where I couldn't really cut them off because of family ties, I'm gonna tell you something. They would be paying for everything that I ever got anywhere. I'd be like, look, I need a Mr. Softy ice cream cone and a cheese pretzel. You got that. And we're gonna do that shit every day till I get up to $100,000. Oh yeah. You know what? I saw I saw a driveway that was perfectly paved in somebody else's house. And you know what I thought to myself? I would just like to have that driveway. Not even the house. I just want the driveway. You got me? Like, what are you talking about? I need you to buy me a driveway. What do you mean? You need me? I need you to drive. Look, you owe me 100 grand. So I need you to buy me a driveway. I don't care where you get it from, how you get it. I got a picture of it though. I'm gonna send a picture of the driveway to your phone, and you go get it. It can't cost more than maybe $4,000 or $5,000. That's nothing compared to the 100 grand that you fucked up. You get it? You get it? All right. Yeah. I need that. I need that. Oh, by the way, and get me a vanilla ice cream cone with Jimmy's on it and a cheese pretzel from the Mr. Softy truck when he come around later on. If he don't come around, get me a that red, white, and blue the popsicle John from from the Good Humor truck. You think you can do that for me? Oh yeah, it's called an Astro Pop. Get me an Astro Pop from the Good Humor truck. If you don't see the Mr. Softy truck, I need an Astro Pop. Either that or that strawberry shortcake um um ice cream thing from the Good Humor truck. If they don't have it on the truck, they got them at the store. Give me the Richmond's one. You know what? It's time for us to go. I'm glad too. Let's do these birthday shout outs. I ain't gonna lie, Lord, you made me mad. You ain't do nothing wrong. But that's wrong. Yo, that is RAWNG. Wrong. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious August 20th, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special, because they are special, because they are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They get number one out the box, Tiffany D. Henderson, turning 45 years old today, and Tyrone Peterkin, my man, going all the way back to the 1988. My man, Tyrone Peterkin, City Blue Stand Up, turning 52 years old today, and Michelle White, turning 46 years old today, and Sarita Young, turning, the big 5-0 today. And go getter Tara All Smiles Anthony, happy birthday to you. And Wendy T. Scott Wilson, happy birthday to you. And Regina Reg M. Wash, turning 35 years old today. And Isabelis Liberato, turning 29 years old today. And Marie Carmel Merilis, turning 34 years old today. And Lawal Afusat, turning 36 years old today. And Daphne Kelly, turning 52 years old today. And my man Ruben Lasheen Turner, turning 58 years old today. And George Davis, turning 47 years old today. And my girl go-getter Keita Lene, happy birthday to you. And my man Steve Odabashian, happy birthday to you. And last but not least, go my girl Angel Tucker Carr, Curvy Cowgirl from Blog Talk all the way back in 2009. I want to say happy birthday to all of y'all. And I hope that today finds you all in good health, happiness, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And that goes out to each and every person out there born on this glorious August 20th, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. I rock out, rock on and do the damn, the rock out, rock on and do the damn, rock out, rock on and do the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours. And remember, man, trusting up to a certain point, trusting up to a certain extent. I trust you, but not all the way, because back in the day, one time I got played, and it was more than one time. It was a couple of times, and they had an effect on this trust in the mind. And I can't trust you all the way, but I know that I gotta trust you in a lot of ways. So I'm gonna go with that until you get more. I need you to build up some more points in this joint. And if you can't do that, then your head I'll anoint with oil and let the pot just boil. And then we ain't going out like no sucker, not like back in the day. All y'all motherfuckers can't eat a dick, can't suck. You determine how much you want to trust somebody. Nobody else can determine how much you trust them. That's all on you. But do understand that we all have to trust somebody in some way on some level. But that level and that extent is up to you. It's yours. It's yours. We will be back tomorrow night for another Daily Go Getimism show. So I want y'all to have a great day today. For the rest of the day, I just want it to be great for you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, real great, you know what I'm saying? Real great, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Duck Northwest Media on the Blog Talk side. I appreciate you coming on through. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death. Resuscitate y'all. Love y'all right back to life. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure that y'all share the show. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. And I hope y'all enjoyed listening to the show as much as I enjoyed broadcasting it. So we're going to holler back. I said, so Blog Talk, we going to get you out of here. Yeah. And for my YouTubers, you know just how we do, but thanks for coming on through. See you on the other side, my boobers. 1, 2, side, my boobers. Peace.